let's talk about the royal news because it's been massive royal news over the weekend. Prince Andrew has officially given up his royal title of the Duke of York, along with his honours, following a discussion with his brother King Charles. So he put out a statement saying, "In discussion with the King and my immediate and wider family, we have concluded the continued accusations about me, distraction from the work of His Majesty and the royal family. I've decided, as I always have, to put my duty to my family and country first. I will therefore no longer use my title or the honours which have been conferred upon me. As I have said previously, I vigorously deny the accusations against me." Louise, I think...
Imagine walking into a television studio in 2026, ready to defend a man who has just been arrested on his 66th birthday, only to be told by the host that your prince is officially out of office. We are currently witnessing a level of social and legal carnage that makes the French Revolution look like a minor disagreement over tea. While the world is reeling from the unprecedented arrest of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and the equally shocking detention of Labour grandee Peter Mandelson, the real fireworks aren't happening in the police station. They are happening on Talk TV, where Piers Morgan just went 10 rounds with Andrew's former flame, Lady Victoria Hervey. It was a masterclass in denial, a linguistic war over a title that no longer exists, and a desperate attempt to keep the York dream alive while the handcuffs were clicking shut. If you think the Mountbatten thing is too long, wait until you hear how long the sentence for misconduct in public office can be. Quick favour, if you are loving this, hit that subscribe button. Over 92% of viewers haven't yet. It is free, takes a second, and means the world to us. Thank you if you did. Now, back to the show.
Next year, who is the UK Prime Minister?
I don't know, at this point it might as well be my cat, mate.
I mean, not bad selection. Like, if we're going on the grand scheme of things, there's only so much chaos your cat could possibly make.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm sure he wouldn't appoint Peter Mandelson to be, you know, ambassador for the Americas. I'm going to be honest with you, James. I've got no clue.
Let us set the scene for the most awkward television debate of the year. Piers Morgan, a man who has made a career out of being a professional irritant, met his match in Lady Victoria Hervey. Victoria, who briefly dated Andrew back in 1990 during the Randy Andy era, was on the panel to discuss the arrest of her old friend. But instead of focusing on the charge of misconduct in public office, she decided to start a war over syllables. When Piers referred to him as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, Victoria interjected with the kind of confidence only an aristocrat can muster. "Just call him Prince Andrew because the Mountbatten thing is way too long," she commanded. Piers, looking visibly baffled, had to explain the basics of reality. Well, he is not Prince Andrew anymore, so let's call him Mountbatten Windsor. It was like watching a teacher try to explain to a student that the summer holidays are over. Victoria's retort? Well, he will always be Prince Andrew. Piers fired back. Well, he won't always be Prince Andrew because he is no longer Prince Andrew. That is the point. It is a fascinating look at the bubble of the socialite world, where titles are like permanent tattoos regardless of whether the king has officially laser removed them. The debate then took a turn into the truly bizarre when Victoria, apparently losing the argument of royal protocol, decided to attack Piers's own name. She claimed Piers Morgan wasn't even his real name and asked him for his passport details. Piers, never one to back down from a petty fight, explained that his full surname is actually Puhi Morgan. He dropped the double barrel when he became a journalist because it helped him get more bylines, but the real point was buried in the bickering. Victoria was trying to argue that Andrew was born with that name, and therefore the title of prince is an immutable fact of nature, like gravity or the wet British weather. Piers had to practically shout to be heard of her denial. It does not matter, he is no longer a prince. You may want him to be, but he is not a prince. This is the 2026 reality. The prince title was literally removed from his style by King Charles III, yet for his inner circle, the disgusting allegations are apparently less important than the etiquette of how you address a man who just spent 11 hours in a police cell. While Victoria and Piers were arguing over names, the actual news was far more serious. For the first time in modern history, we have a dual-track scandal involving both a former royal and a titan of New Labour. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was arrested last Thursday, his 66th birthday, talk about a bad gift, on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Then, just days later, the Prince of Darkness himself, Lord Peter Mandelson, was arrested by the Metropolitan Police in Camden for the exact same offense. The analogy here is like two elite skyscrapers being hit by the same lightning bolt. Both men are accused of using their public office, Andrew as a trade envoy and Mandelson as business secretary and EU commissioner, to pass sensitive market-moving information to Jeffrey Epstein. The allegations suggest that Epstein wasn't just a friend, he was an information broker who used his high-level connections to play the markets. Andrew was released under investigation, while Mandelson was released on bail. The fact that Victoria Hervey thinks the Mountbatten thing is too long is hilarious when you consider that misconduct in public office carries a maximum sentence of life imprisonment. That is a much longer thing to worry about.
Dive in. Let's go.
Well, joining the panel now is Andrew's confidant, Lady Victoria Hervey. We spoke last week, Victoria. I just wanted to get an insight from you about what you have gleaned, maybe the mental state of Andrew, how he is in himself. He's obviously lost pretty much everything. His wife has gone into hiding. His kids haven't been seen. It's the haunting picture of him coming out of the police station has gone around the world as one of the most shameful images of a royal in history. What are you hearing about him and how he is?
First of all, I think that the photographer, taking a photo like that, I think that is shameful, to be honest. Someone in Andrew's position having just left, or you're just leaving the police station and,
The most chilling part of this entire saga for the York family is the response from Buckingham Palace. In 2025, there was a glimmer of hope for a return to the fold, but 2026 has seen the king go full constitutionalist. Following Andrew's arrest, the king issued a statement that was as cold as a Siberian winter. "Let me state clearly, the law must take its course," the king declared. He expressed deepest concern, but offered zero royal protection. He added that he would not be commenting further because it would not be right. This is the ultimate betrayal for someone like Victoria Hervey, who believes Andrew is entitled to a different set of rules. The king is essentially saying, he is my brother, but he is also a suspect, and I will not stand in the way of the police. By saying, my family and I will continue in our duty and service, Charles has effectively built a wall between the working royals and Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. The prince is gone, and the brother is on his own.
I do, but I also think my response would be, as a former tabloid newspaper editor, is that the royal family... well, hang on, let me finish my point. Is that the royal family court the media when it suits them. The whole deal with the media is that the media promotes the royal family and the monarchy in a way that I think sustains their future. Without media coverage, the monarchy would simply disappear and be irrelevant and die. So my point being, well, hang on, you can't turn the tap on and off when it suits you. And frankly, I can't think of a more legitimate reason why the media would photograph a member of the...
As the debate heats up, the public sentiment is shifting from annoyance to disgust. The word disgusting has been used by various commentators to describe the depth of the betrayal revealed in the latest Epstein files. It is not just about the parties. It is about the litany of deceit regarding state secrets. Prime Minister Keir Starmer has also weighed in, saying, "Nobody is above the law for Lady Victoria Hervey. Andrew will always be a prince." But for the rest of the country, he is a man who reportedly moans about his horses while being investigated for a crime that strikes at the heart of public trust. The Mountbatten thing might be long, but the history books will likely remember him by a much shorter, more disgusting description. Piers Morgan might be a Pew Morgan, but he is right about one thing. The name on the passport matters less than the actions that led to the arrest. As we move further into 2026, the prince will continue to fade and the suspect will continue to face the music. Thank you for watching.